Fandom comes in all shapes and sizes. It starts with a poster on your wall, buying figurines, and memorizing every quote from a game. Sometimes it ends with building your own games based on original IP. Of course, this doesn't always fare well with the license holders. So here are 6 fan-made games that got shot down by game publishers and their lawyers, thanks to a cease and desist letter. Earlier this year, amateur developers made a 3-dimensional voxel version of the original Legend of Zelda. This was all playable in your browser thanks to the power of JavaScript. But of course, it was just a fragment of the original game. The fans made the game as a tribute to its 30th anniversary year. But a few days after its release, Nintendo sent the feared cease and desist letter. It didn't take long before the game was pulled offline. Chrono Trigger is one of the most beloved games ever made. Despite the game getting official ports on many platforms, Square Enix never actually released a direct sequel. Fan-driven Kajar Laboratories built a game that would cover the story between Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. After 5 years of development, creating 35 hours of gameplay and 10 different endings, Square Enix notified its lawyers in May 2009. The sequel you always wanted was no more. And over the years, Square Enix has been sending lots of cease and desist letters to protect their Chrono Trigger brand. Chrono Trigger Resurrection, Chrono Trigger Prophet's Guide, and retranslation of Chrono Trigger are just a few examples of non-profit fan-made games that got shot down by Square Enix. The community surrounding My Little Pony is one of the most creative communities out there. There has even been a well-made documentary about bronies, so it should come as no surprise that a fan-made game popped up as well. Fighting is Magic was a 2D fighting game that helped raise $200,000 for the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Though this didn't stop Hasbro from taking it down. However, the game lives on and is now called Them's Fighting Herds. It should be out in April 2017. After 8 years of work on a massive remake of the original Streets of Rage, it contained 100 stages, 19 playable characters, and a massive soundtrack. It would have been an amazing tribute to the great brawler that is Streets of Rage, but Sega didn't agree. Not only did Sega send a cease and desist to the Spanish studio Bomber Link, they also cancelled their own remake of the classic action game. What a bummer. The story of this fan-made Metal Gear remake is even more dramatic. A group was making a remake to the 1987 original and got a blessing from Konami to move forward with development. David Hayter even jumped in and did some voice work for their trailer.
All we know comes from intel retrieved by another Foxhound agent. He sent a coded 2-word transmission. Metal Gear.
Even though the game was never made for profit, Konami had a sudden change of mind and a few months later canned the entire project.
PokeMMO. No bullshit, just games.
The Pokemon community has been asking for a solid Pokemon MMO for years now. Leave it to fans to fill this void, and to Nintendo to immediately take them down. PokeNet was shut down by Nintendo's lawyers several years ago. The same goes for other Pokemon projects like Pokemon Global and Pokemonium. Right now, your go-to game for online Pokemon adventures would be PokeMMO. Until they shut this one down too, of course.
PokeMMO contains an amazing economy run exclusively by the players.
Do you guys like fan-made games? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video before you leave.